2018 Citroën C5 Aircross Review. The good points of Citroën C5 Aircross: distinctive styling, promise of comfort, hybrid efficiency. The bad points of Citroën C5 Aircross: its looks may divide opinion. Revealed with the 2017 Shanghai Motor Show, with UK and European sales caused by begin in early 2019, the Citroën C5 Aircross heralds an innovative attempt with the French marque to seize a slice in the competitive SUV segment. It's not Citroën's first crossover of contemporary times. The distinctive C4 Cactus continues to be on sale since 2014, while it was repackaged to be a more conventional hatchback in 2018, even though the 7-seater crosser was obviously a clone from the previous generation Mitsubishi Outlander. But the C5 Aircross is definitely an altogether different proposition, sitting between your Peugeot 3008 and 5008 when it comes to size. SUVs it shares most of its underpinnings and mechanical components with. Similarly, it's closely associated with not only the DS7 Crossback, and also the Vauxhall Grandland X. What definitely makes the 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross different? One on the pillars Citroën forged its reputation on was comfort, a trait the firm's bosses wish to focus their attention will carry on with forthcoming models. The C5 Aircross will be the first model beautifully made with the Citroën advanced comfort philosophy in your mind from the outset. However, the revised C4 Cactus hatchback boasts some of these developments installed. Chief on the list of hardware changes is usually a suspension setup in what Citroën calls progressive hydraulic cushions. It won't completely replicate the famed magic carpet ride of hydro-pneumatic Citroëns of old. Even so, the claim is that it'll iron your majority of surface imperfections without making the C5 Aircross list such as a ship once you encounter a large part. Furthermore, Citroën's equipped the C5 Aircross with sofa-like seats, something different to seen about the C4 Cactus, that has a massage function recommended for the top pair as well as a reclining backrest for your rear bench. The cabin are going to be trimmed in soothing hues, although whether these achieve the UK on right-hand drive models remains to appear, while double-glazed acoustic insulating glasses likewise available. Distinctive and functional 2019 Citroën C5 Aircross styling. Recent hallmarks of Citroën's distinctive design language are mixed together and correct with all the C5 Aircross, most famously the eyebrow-like LED day-running lights with main headlamp units nestled separately below. There's also a smattering of air bumps, think tough and bubble wrap, on the lower edges on the doors for the dash of rugged protection. Unique, to date, at the very least, to your C5 Aircross will be the chroma look hoops about the side door windows, having a subtle third part of glass appearing blacked out to your back. LED right tail lamps are bisected using a wide opening tailgate. As you move, the exterior might be gussied up further with flashes of red detailing. It's unclear yet whether other color swatches will likely be available as they are around the C3 Aircross. There's an upmarket look for the distinctive cabin, boasting a 12.3-inch infotainment screen on high-spec versions, using a wide center console along with an electronic instrument binnacle directly ahead in the driver. It also includes a number of luggage-inspired design details, again a nod to your C4 Cactus, but we expect an uplift in material quality considering the C5 Aircross's higher price point. As you would expect of a contemporary car, connected online services are going to be available, as will numerous driver assistance systems tasked with preventing you being involved in an accident. Citroën C5 Aircross 2019, engine range to get confirmed. Although the particular engine lineup for British sales won't be confirmed until much nearer the C5 Aircross's 2018 on-sale date, it's reasonable to anticipate it to feature both petrol PureTech and diesel Bluetooth units in many different outputs and efficiency levels to match differing needs. Manual and automatic gearboxes may very well feature. What is confirmed could be that the SUV are going to be available, which has a 300 horsepower petrol-electric plug-in hybrid powertrain after that launch, the only real model inside the range with four-wheel drive. There's no word yet on fuel economy or CO2 emissions, but Citroen's tentatively suggested a 36-mile theoretical electrically range for that hybrid. When is it possible to buy the Citroën C5 Aircross? Citroën has yet to show prices because of its all-new SUV range, but expect them to become higher than similarly engined Peugeot 3008s when costs are announced in late 2018. Will be one of many first to push this distinctive crossover, so check back around soon for your full Citroën C5 Aircross SUV review. You employ a choice of 2 engines and 3 gearboxes to supply Subaru Outback performance, though the main thing to not forget is their all-turbocharged versions from the Boxer design. This means the cylinders are horizontally opposed, which means the engine is flatter and therefore the center of gravity is just as low as possible, meaning the vehicle is more stable and handles better. Subaru Outback, Boxer diesel power. The diesel offering comprises around 60% of Outbacks sold. It's a 2.0-liter, 4-cylinder flat for Boxer, which develops 150 horsepower and 350 Nm of torque between 1,600 and 2,800 revolutions per minute. It's mated with one among 2 transmissions, a 6-speed manual as well as a continuously variable transmission CVT called Lineartronic. In both guises it's the same performance figures, 9.7 seconds from 0 to miles per hour plus a top speed of 121 miles per hour, the diesel Lineartronic impressive combination compared to most CVT applications. Where usually you'd push the throttle, the engine's volume would rise, even so the acceleration took some time to catch up. Subaru has engineered steps from the power delivery that will help to meter the electricity out more evenly. Automatic versus manual transmission. This means you're capable to use the paddles behind the controls to manually control the gears, and you also get a decent level of deceleration merely by pulling the left paddle and changing down, something called engine braking. Consequently, on very complicated twisty roads you be able to really engage while using car, it becoming far sportier than its off-road aesthetics lit on. The engine itself is usually a little gruff, its soundtrack not evocative enough to forgive its intrusion into your cabin. That said, it cruises nicely at motorway speeds, therefore you're not in short supply of torque you need to climb a steep hill. You might find the gearbox allows you to wait a millisecond or two although it gets going, nevertheless it's simple to anticipate. Subaru Outback, brilliant petrol engine. You in addition have the option of your 2.5-liter petrol turbo engine which develops 175 horsepower and 235 Nm of torque, which accounts for the remaining 40% of sales. This one covers 0.62 miles per hour in 9.9 seconds, which has a top speed of 123 miles per hour, and frankly it will be our selection of engine for that Outback. It sees quicker versus the diesel and generally seems to make better use on the gearbox's characteristics, so you're always sure you've got the required pulling power regardless of what the situation. And as it's probably not what this car is approximately, it sounds more characterful too. It's a reminder you've got a Boxer engine, and that we don't think that's a bad thing whatsoever. After all, many Outback buyers wanted different things. That's why they ended up on the Subaru dealership inside the first place. As we've come you may anticipate from Subaru, There's many different features specifically directed at making this car as capable off the road since it is on. In this sense, the Outback can be a truly versatile machine, which is like it could tackle nearly what you throw advertising online, for hundreds and thousands of miles. It boasts 200 mm of ground clearance, and this would be the primary reason Subaru claims SUV versatility combined, which has a refined, sporty drive. It certainly does the task of tackling rough terrain. When fitted while using linear-tronic transmission, it offers Mode 2, which is really a system which controls the engine, gearbox and braking to the best traction on slippery surfaces. That joins hill descent control, which supports keep your vehicle stable on any uphill or downhill incline. We've done some extremely challenging driving with all this mode system and may report that it's almost uncanny in their ability. Subaru Outback, great on road in addition to off. It's also brilliant on twisty roads. Simple fact: the supple suspension allows a little roll. Your vehicle's inherent body control is definitely that it's a fluid and engaging experience. And we will need to commend the steering setup. It's much less heavy, but offers enough feedback along with a beautifully judged ratio to mean you're confident driving this car. Working in conjunction together with the torque vectoring, which tightens your cornering line by braking should you've gone in too fast, it generally seems to simply point from the direction you would like it to, even on snow. Additionally, on icy roads. Even when you're very quickly, something we to try, obviously, the Outback remains composed and stable. Where many cars fitted with part-time four-wheel drive systems simply push on into a large part, leading and washing wide, this Subaru doesn't. It's beautifully balanced for the reason that respect. It's obvious there's some performance car pedigree here through the firm's hot WRX STI. It's highly likely this car will likely be used for towing, and that has a braked towing weight of 800 kilograms to the petrol or 2000 kilograms to the diesel. It must have no problem pulling a tiny caravan, horsebox or trailer. This is an additional area Subaru has been doing a lot to develop, and it also shows. We've only driven say premium models, so can just report on those for that time being. The clever trip computer standard on automatic models displays all from the information you need. They are driving the car while using the excellent adaptive cruise control. It's flanked by way of a rev counter for the left and also a speedo for the right, while rings around both can alter into certainly one of 10 colors. These rings will likely change to red in the event the eyesight safety method is active or even in manual mode. The multifunction tire has controls for that stereo, Bluetooth telephony, cruise control and trip computer. What's the Outback love to sit in? We found the driving position brilliant and to adjust while using electric leather seats for the cars we tested. The gear lever sits inside a conventional location plus front and the electric handbrake, while most with the parts you touch are created from tough yet soft plastic. By far the most obvious part being the dash, that's covered in high-quality material that feels as though it would survive a cataclysmic disaster. There are a few harder, cheaper substances found in parts, like under the dash and to your sides with the central console, so we're uncertain about the piano black finish about the stereo screen either. We are able to imagine infuriating fingerprints could end up being a bane you could have. Not the end with the world by any stretch, though. Infotainment system lacks appeal. The multimedia system itself is breathtaking. While it perhaps lacks some in the graphic selling point of higher cost attempts, it echoes the rest with the car's mantra because it simply works, in the moment you switch the automobile on, quickly, effectively and without fuss. The screen itself feels advanced when compared with most. It registers your inputs confidently and immediately supplies the next necessary option. It's simple to get this wrong, and lots of very expensive systems do, so this is the one other area the Outback impresses. It's perhaps worth saying here that Subaru hasn't reinvented the wheel. This is because rivals will have equally or even higher quality interiors. This one very effective, though, and it also's tough too. Here's another mightily impressive attribute. Subaru Outback comfort levels are exemplary. We loved the seats inside our top-spec C premium model, plus the ride quality as a result of plump tires and soft suspension is extremely good too. The petrol model is marginally better. The reason is, presumably since it weighs an excellent chunk less compared to the diesel on the nose with the car. The same is true of engine noise, which can be far more evident from the latter model. Subaru Outback, hushed ride, comfortable interior. Subaru did a great deal of work about the exterior on the car to boost looks, but also to increase aerodynamic performance. While the primary consequence of this is lower running costs, this would mean there's less wind noise too. Road drawer, thanks to your fat tires, is nearly non-existent too. The sheer size with the cabin is merit mention here. It's tall enough a 6-foot-tall person doesn't have a hope of running out of headroom, and wide enough for two main adults to sit down side by side without feeling like you are getting too cozy. Subaru has even gone towards the trouble of putting extra padding about the armrests. The amount of kit you get within the Outback is impressive, and there's a couple trim levels to select from, say and say Premium. That is why the firm doesn't present you with a huge level of optional extras. Standard Subaru Outback equipment. There's a huge number of kit available even on base specs here. The Outback feels as being a premium car, and also the list of toys stacks up with this impression. On the outside in the car you've got automatic headlights, back and front fog lamps, powered folding wing mirrors with indicators inbuilt, 17-inch alloy wheels, a roof spoiler and roof rails to produce fitment of any roof box actually easy. The cabin incorporates a leather-wrapped leader on 2.5-liter models, as the diesels get manual driver's seat adjustment compared towards the 2.5's 10-way electric adjustment and heated front seats. The passenger seat is manual on all trim levels. Its rear seats fold inside a 6040 split, and operate by using an on-a-touch system. There are also pockets from the backs with the front seats. Other standard fare includes electric windows, an electric parking brake, cup holders for 4 drinks to each in front and back, automatic climate control, rain-sensing automatic windscreen wipers, heated door mirrors, reasonably limited audio system which has a 7-inch touchscreen, sat-nav and 6 speakers, Bluetooth hands-free connectivity, USB and aux jacks, tire-mounted multimedia controls plus a rear-view camera. There's a vacation computer to find out how your vehicle is performing. Petrol cars get yourself a better quality version including eyesight parameters, while paddle shifters come around the automatic models. Each Outback gets cruise control plus a hill hold system to counteract rolling backwards, while there's a huge volume of safety kit offered too. Moving approximately say premium net switch U sunroof, keyless entry start, 18-inch alloys, leather seats plus an electronically opening tailgate. Optional Subaru Outback accessories. Since there's a real high volume of standard equipment, the one real optional extras aside from metallic paint are dealer fit items, for instance tow bars, dog cages, roof boxes, fabric mats and also the like. Probably the largest news here would be the vastly improved Subaru Outback safety systems. Chief among these is EyeSight, which uses a set of stereo cameras to supply a quantity of driver assistance devices. Available on automatic linear-tronic Outbacks only. Subaru isn't looking to sell many manuals anyway. It'll war new in case you stray from your lane unintentionally. There's a throttle and braking control function if the vehicle also senses you're about to use a collision, and adaptive cruise control will adjust your car's chosen speed to fit the vehicle in front. If that ever sounds par for the course in today's protection society, reconsider that thought. Where most attempts when it reaches this are effective at best and jerkily clumsy at worst, Subaru's differs from the others. There's a fluid operation combining the systems, and also the overriding impression is one among elegant simplicity. It'll pull the automobile up to a complete halt too if it senses the driving force is doing nothing to counteract an impending collision. However, it does this by 50% stages of deceleration, so it's considerably more progressive than other firms' attempts. If you need to swerve to miss an obstacle, the auto will help out by braking the inner wheels and sharpening the turn. It won't steer you right into a barrier, though, so don't be worried about that. It all feels very user-friendly, and yes, it's amazingly very easy to use. Simply keep it in check altogether with the buttons for the steering wheel to create the cruise control speed and also the distance you'd want to keep from your car before, and the auto will do the remainder. Since the device can detect brake lights in front while using the cameras, it's capable of prepare the automobile for what should happen next, and during cruise control will decelerate far smoother than rivals' laser-based systems. Go for an overtake also, it'll get speed immediately, so you're not waiting until you've moved out before building velocity. Lots of car firms nowadays are emphasizing taking responsibility away from your driver, but Subaru's approach differs from the others. Instead of intervening, it's going to simply warn you if this detects something amiss. Drift through your lane and the vehicle beeps at you, as an alternative to staring you last. These systems are available to help out, to never take control away on the driver. The eyesight system can even prevent you against pulling away if the auto in front remains stationary, potentially preventing one on the most common varieties of incident. Other safety systems to be had include 6 airbags, whiplash-reducing front seats, 2 ISOFIX child seat mounting points, advanced traction and stability control systems, hill hold assist for preventing rolling backwards upon a hill start, as well as an alarm and immobilizer function. Late in 2014, the Outback scored a maximum 5 stars from the Euro NCAP crash tests, and that's without some with the eyesight features we mentioned above. As you would possibly expect for just a car supposedly so versatile, Subaru Outback practicality is among its biggest strengths. You've got a 510-liter boot space, that is capacious as you would expect. Nevertheless, the real news would be the cabin. It's huge. You can seat 4 adults in absolute comfort, with lots of head and legroom to spare. We'd happily sacrifice the boot space of other models for any more comfortable cabin, and that's what's happened here. The boot, which measures a tremendous 1,848 liters while using rear seats folded flat, even offers a usefully low-loading lip. The Outback makes an excellent dog bus. There are 4 cup holders, 2 at the start and 2 inside the rear center armrest, a cubby in the stereo, storage within the doors along with a good-sized glove box. Say premium cars receive a useful powered tailgate, though this can be a little slow operational and may lead to getting wet in the event you're caught in a very deluge within the supermarket car park.